podcast yekyandise twogera ku Rosex. Nana. Kyekiriwo.
Tewali bana.
Omanyi nali naritayalinga zino podcast kati nze kuba n'abantu bemanyi nti banyongerako value.
Ng'oyogera
tutandikire mu Rosex. Rosex ono kiri kitya? Kuba abantu baŋŋamba.
Yes.
Nti akanyiriro k'olina. Omusajja alya ngege. Talk on it.
Ntandikirewa. I think
Bannaye omugenyi mulindwa tumuguddeko bugwi. Mumbeja, niyo mumbeja though, right?
Ndi mumbeja tata. Mbeera ssebo.
Nfukamire?
Ate munange ne bw'obaire okola emikolo bwe tumaliriza gwafukamira ne weeyanza.
Tinneeyanzizza nnyo.
Tiwandinsanze wanzaani. Nzaani. Okiwulira. Anyways, but on a more serious note, I think it's the most peaceful I've been in my life. So,
right.
Obake kanyiriro. Ndeza keeko. And plus, my partner is very, very calm as a person. So he allows me to be cray-cray.
Partner tukutumiddeko. A lot of your niggas may not understand what she's talking about because of the accent and all that, but you know, Solomon and everything. So
oh my God.
You know what I mean? So
is he serious right now?
You dig?
Okay, it's a Sunday. Why are we like this? People are coming from church.
We're in a free world. Shout out to Uganda.
Hey, Uganda, yeah, Nyuma. Sunday. Anyway, so on that note, what else do you want to ask me?
Ekyokunywa tulikuka apple.
Apple juice.
Bakaka harvesting, that's why kalimu ekyovu. Tosala omugambo.
Banaye tubeere bavunaanyizibwa. Please stay hydrated, drink apple juice, water, orange juice, byonna ebiriisa omubiri.
Right. Hi, darling.
Hi, sweetie.
How long have I known you for?
I don't know. Nawe katugenda kubala myaka. Abantu bajja kumanya how old
ejaffe se gy'abatuzaala.
Nedda mukwano.
Tukireke?
Tetukikola. We're not going to do that.
Yo, listen though. You know, I'm going to tell you something. When I first saw you, right?
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. I think that has to be when you came on Crystal thingy.
Yes.
Way back then, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God. The very first time I'm seeing somebody who ever appeared in a Hollywood movie. I'm like, yo, nigga, am I tripping right now?
I was, they call them Hollywood actresses? Yes, yeah. I was a Hollywood actress. But what people also don't know about me is I'm a petroleum engineer. So not only do I act, I drill holes. Okay, that came out wrong.
Pause. I know you're talking about pause.
No. I drill holes in the ground to take out oil.
We're not,
oh my God.
We're not cutting that out.
We are.
We're rolling with that.
Like drilling holes?
Yeah, what holes? What holes are we talking about? Pause.
In the earth. This podcast is going south really quickly.
Nah, this podcast is the best thing that ever happened to planet Earth. Listen.
Yes.
So you're in taro. Is it taro, whatever that shit is?
Oil.
Yeah. And then you dipped.
Yeah.
How could you dip when everybody's trying to get into the oil thingy? Because, you know, everybody's trying to get the checks and everything.
Okay, the check was nice. The checks are nice.
Checks alone. You was on
the
private jets every week.
So I was like literally working sometimes like 4 days a week in South Africa, and I'd come home for the weekend because my daughter was here.
Right.
So when I talk about the check was right, the bag was, I was getting the bag.
Right.
Unfortunately, we all have a purpose in life.
Right.
I'm a storyteller.
Right.
So there's a kanzikirize myaka anane waggulu womanya nti now my life is at a turning point.
Right.
I need to do what I need to do with my life so it can have impact. Kwe kuva mu ttalo naye nga nabawa emyaka 10 kumpi. 10 years of my life, and I think that was enough. I think that's always enough, isn't it?
Facts.
Yeah. So I decided to go and do what I do best. I tell stories on film, and I act, and I create dreams. I basically, that's what I do. filmmaker.
Speaking of film, I think let's just kick this out of the way.
Yeah.
Last night you had something that you premiered.
Yes.
A whole brand new kid of yours.
Yeah. Maria.
Yeah, talk to us about Maria.
Maria is, I can't even talk to you about Maria.
Yeah.
Maria is a story that needs to be watched. But I think just in general, it's about mental health and women's inability to control the environment around them and how it affects them. Then it also touches on generational trauma.
Right.
Women that have experienced things that are really hard. So now what they do, they pick someone else and they inflict the same pain. So the chain keeps going. And Maria, for me, is a story that is every woman I know, every daughter, every sister, every friend.
Right.
So it's actually a very emotional story. It's a very emotional story. And writing it and directing it and producing it and acting in it, for me, I had to face some of my own demons.
Right.
Yeah, so it's the feedback's fantastic.
Right.
It's set in 1968.
Oh.
Yes, so we had to go back in time just because I felt it was more impactful because then women didn't have the voices they have now. If I put it in the present day, you could challenge it and say, no, we're emancipated, blah, 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 Me Too movement.
Right.
But for the authenticity, Najiza, okay, Marie.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's really important for that because most of the times, let's say the kids that were born beyond 70s, boom, 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 we didn't get, or they didn't get a chance to experience that.
Yeah.
And through storytelling and film, people get to witness that through your vision.
They do. But also, and this is a touchy subject,
Right.
our mothers are Maria.
Right.
So many of them sacrifice their lives to be the perfect woman, to marry the perfect man, to
Right.
never stir the pot. So for me, some of my aunts, Maria to me is every woman I've ever met who decided to do what society thought was right.
Right.
Nebasalawo nti ngenda kufumbira omwami, ngenda kufumba, ngenda kuzaala, sigenda kwogera bintu byonna, sigenda kulaga nti nnumwa, like it's an interesting story.
So technically what you've done, if it's something based, it resonates with people from 70s, 80s, 90s.
No, all generations, because now the trauma has been transferred, not through not making choices, but
Right.
now young girls are struggling with
Right.
too much choice.
Right.
And they are making decisions that actually damage them further along their journeys without knowing the impact that present decisions are going to have on their future.
Right.
So Maria is actually for every woman. Despite being set in the past,
Right.
it encompasses different aspects of what the choices we make,
Right,
even in the
right.
present generation.
Man. I mean, like, growing up in the 80s and 90s, like, I get to understand what you're talking about because right now the films people are saying, I'm going to touch on it, it's really big animal, what do they call it, elephant in the room? Like,
Yes.
all fucking movies have LGBTQ things in them.
PTQXYZ.
Yeah, man. So to me, I'm like, oh, word? Somebody can do a film that has none of that in there?
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
not.
like, let's get it.
I don't have a problem with people that are that way, but I will not promote it because it's not I won't use the word normal.
Yeah.
I feel like there's too much freedom right now in the world.
Right.
People are waking up one morning at the age of 16 and deciding to be something. When you're
Right.
16, you don't know who you are. You barely have scratched the surface of life.
Right.
So to tell people at 16, 18, 14, 13, you can be they, her, she, them, him, what.
Yeah.
You can love humans, not
Right.
man or woman. That narrative for me doesn't sit quite right. It doesn't
Fact.
sit quite right. So I tend to tell stories that are actually my truth. And my truth is that women are women and men are men. And this is what I'm going to say. The choices you make are personal. But I don't think, this indika kumuntu.
Right. No, I get
What
it.
happens between people in their bedrooms and their lives is consensual.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
yeah.
But you don't have to push your agenda onto me.
Everybody else.
Yes. So I applaud people that can actually do that. And I really applaud them because everyone deserves to live in democracy.
Yeah. Too
The
much
American
freedom.
word democracy. No, I shouldn't. Like, oh my God, this is gonna like literally. Oh, this is going to be one of those things that. Yeah.
It
No.
can't get
Anyways,
you in
we just.
trouble.
Yeah.
It can't get you in
No.
trouble.
No.
As a matter of fact, let's segue from that because I know damn niggas is social media.
It's
They're
different,
gonna
right?
kill you. They're
The
gonna kill you for that.
streets-
Yeah.
The streets. I mean, the social media streets are not for the weak. I'm telling you.
Racy over there. Speaking of social media, how have you
Yeah, apologies.
adapted? I remember when is it like beneath the lies time?
Yes.
You are not so active on the joint. How have you adapted right now?
Social
Oh, Charlie
media.
Monsieur.
Managwe. Social media na Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Threads, Twitter, which is now X,
Yeah.
TikTok. Managwe.
It's a lot.
It's no, I do the gram
Mm.
because the pictures are pretty,
Facts.
and then Facebook is not for the weak. Then people will come for you on Facebook like it's cray. It's a
Yeah.
battlefield out there, both
Fact.
mental and emotional. So I stay away from Facebook. Twitter. Vana baku Twitter.
Bilala Moko.
Mwana gwe. TikTok, you spend your entire day doing nothing but watching videos. There's a way it draws you in, right?
Yeah.
TikTok it's like technically it's a channel of content.
You'll be like, let me just go on TikTok
vid-
for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And then before you know it, it's like 2
9
hours.
hours later.
It's like, wait,
9
what?
hours later, you're still
Oh, I was
sitting there. You
speaking
haven't even
to
peed.
Malika,
Yeah.
and she said, I don't know how she's operating right now, but I was speaking to her like 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, she had to uninstall the TikTok app
Yes.
because she couldn't operate.
No, I don't have TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I don't do Snapchat. I don't do Facebook. Now, like I said, I'm on Instagram because I have to be fully functioning adult that makes
Right.
a living and makes choices,
Right.
not based off what social media tells me I should be,
Right.
but exactly the choices that I make should be personal. And what social media does, it makes you believe that you have to become something to be recognized for anything. Right?
That's powerful.
And that's not, I've never been able to be conventional. I've
Yeah.
never been able to follow the trends. I've never been able to fit the box. So
Right.
I like to listen to my
You don't
my
roll
voice.
like that.
No, son. Nah,
don't roll
son.
like
nah,
that.
son. We are not trying to roll like that. Like, it's insane how social media is shaping the generation. You know, I had a very interesting story where a young man came into my office. He had been recommended by someone.
Right.
And he came in for a job, which I was supposed to give him. Then he came in dressed the way he wanted to dress because he's Generation Z,
Right.
Z, or whatever they call them. Then tells me this place was hard to find and I should do better. This is a generation we're talking about being shaped by social media. And then he proceeds, the person had told me he had done a degree somewhere else. So I asked him, what do you want to be? He says, I want to be a producer, a director, a script writer, a cinematographer, and something else. And I said, okay then. At 24, we're shooting for the stars. And he said, I can basically, with AI, I can do anything. And I will use this word, the arrogance and
Right,
ignorance that
right.
he displayed.
Right.
Just because at some point social media had called him an influencer.
Oh. Yeah, I get where you're driving it at. Because there's this false, they oversell who you are. Social media makes them
Exactly.
oversell who they
when
are.
you have not been on the grind, when you have not been rejected, when you have not lost, when you have not overcome defeat, when you haven't had your dreams shattered, when your
Right.
heart hasn't been broken, I find it difficult for someone to tell me they're influencers at the age of 20 something.
Yeah.
And what that does, when you call someone an influencer, they have this illusion.
They're
that
bigger
they
than everything
change
in life.
lives.
Yeah. They're bigger than everything.
Exactly. And I had to cut the interview short and send him on his way because I said, I'm not the person you need.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I can't applaud you for your millions of followers either.
Don't work like that.
No,
Don't work like that.
I have very limited followers. Maybe because I say too much of the truth.
Yeah. People don't fuck with you like that.
Oh my God, where's that? I'm just like, no, we're not doing this. But that's life, such is life. So yes, social media for me is a difficult thing to navigate. Really difficult.
Yo, let's take it back to where it all started for me, like interacting with you.
Yeah.
Beneath the Lies, my heart broke into pizzas. Like, pizza ojimanyi.
Njimanyi.
Pizza obeeberamu slices nga 8. So
Yeah.
omutima gwange bw'otyo bwe wagukola bwe nawulira nti tegenda kweyongerayo. Like, what the fuck happened to that?
Ow. BTL still breaks my heart. Beneath the Lies,
The cast was amazing, but it had to be expensive as
it
well.
was very expensive. It was very emotionally exhausting. It was physically exhausting. We're trying to change the narrative of Ugandan content, and
Right.
that's what I wanted to do, and we did it. We had 13 episodes in the can,
Right.
and everything got stolen, and that story people find really hard to believe, but it is true. Everything got stolen the night we rapped. See, when you rap, you're like rap party.
It's
and
a rap.
You know we're gonna
Yeah.
kill it. So we went out without even thinking. Maybe we upload this to the cloud or, haha. Yeah, Beneath the Lies. It's a difficult topic for me to address. It always is. But I am in the process of bringing it back.
No way.
I am. I'm in the process. Okay, the original actors will come in like the godfathers and the godmothers, but I want younger, more like the same almost vibe. But we're still gonna make it gritty. We're gonna put it in urban Kampala. We're bringing it back.
Yeah, because to me that was like, I think the very first time I was seeing a production, from the cinematography to the acting, it was how many people say Kenya and South Africa are far ahead of us.
Yes.
With Beneath the Lies, when I saw the trailer, I vividly remember the day you released that.
Yes.
And I was like, it's over for these niggas. They're out of here.
But it's basically, it did what it had to do.
Yeah.
It pushed people to do better in the film industry.
Right.
I tell you, everyone I've ever spoken to always says, BTL for me was it. It was such impactful time that I knew I had to do film and I had to do it better than you.
Right.
But what has happened, there's so many productions that have also come up.
Yeah.
BTL. That's why I have to bring it back.
Yeah.
But also, it's always easier to do feature films.
Right.
Nene no jetwakoze no jasima tata.
Maria.
Whoop whoop. What?
Yo.
It's I'm not blowing my own horn or tooting it.
Yeah.
But
It's off the chains?
I think so.
You know so.
I think so. And my partner, I call him my partner actually, my hubby.
Yeah.
He did the cinematography and I think he's
Whoop, whoop.
brilliant. I'm biased because maybe there's an aspect of love there, but he's
Yeah.
also brilliant. He did most of the work in post and I cannot. Sometimes I think
Right.
we need to be with people who understand what we do so
Yeah.
you can compliment
You
each
you
other.
need to be at the same frequency of operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they want the best because if you create something and they want it to come out the best way, then it makes sense for you guys to be together.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes things are past love. You have to be friends, you have to be visionaries together, you have to be partners, you have to see wherever you're going together. And I'm just trying to conquer the film world.
But getting money with the love of your life, that's what something. It's like a whole different scope
It's
of
like
life.
an aphrodisiac, isn't it?
Whoop whoop.
It's like it's better than anything. It's better than having an orgasm.
Yeah.
When you get that money and it checks right between the two of you.
Yeah. Like for me, my dream shorty was like, if I can travel with my shorty,
Yeah.
go and make content. We wake up maybe somewhere where in Fort Portal or something. Or maybe we're in Kalangala, right?
Yes.
But then you're making content with the love of your life,
And they see you.
Yeah.
They see you. Do you know it's actually different for someone to see your spirit and your soul
Yeah.
and they recognize that you're flawed,
Yeah.
but they still ride with you?
Yeah.
They ride with you knowing full well you are chaos. I'm chaos. I always tell this to people and they go, no, don't do that about yourself. It's not derogatory.
No,
I'm just
no.
chaos. My spirit
You
burns.
just need to get it.
Yes, and he gets it. Some days are hard for him to deal
Yeah.
with me. And other days... I told me that, so we're good.
Yeah. Man, I just love seeing y'all guys together, man. Because I was even telling, how many we got? We got 2. We wrap up in 2.
Yeah.
I was even telling, I think I kept saying it as a joke, like when I kept meeting you at all these events, right?
Yes.
Like, away, nakubida manager ne mugamba omukyala mwagala ku podcast. So it became a joke, but to me, it's you guys have such a synergy of like Moetegela. He knows when you can't operate,
Yes.
and he knows when you can operate.
I think that's my biggest thing. I'm sure you've been there. Everyone thinks that they have access to you, that they
Yeah.
are entitled to your time, your energy,
Right.
and you must listen to them. And
Right.
for me, it's been enlightening to meet someone who I've actually been with who sometimes sees that I'm emotionally depleted.
Right.
So he becomes that wall between me and the world.
Right.
And that's,
You need that.
yeah, I need that because there are days where I'm completely done as
Yeah.
a creative, and then people are still trying to get to you.
Yeah.
So sometimes people say I'm difficult, yes, but that's because I need to recharge more than most people
Yeah.
do. I give so much, but then those are the days where I think he is even more sexy because he stands there and he takes the hits. That's what I call it. He takes those hits for me until
Yeah.
I'm ready to go back out in the world.
Yo, I'm still looking for my shorty whom we can travel with the world. Yo, Nana,
Kano
it's been
kalango
great.
wanange bila nonya shoti.
Looking for a shorty that has the same frequency of operation like Nana and the Boo.
And my baby is special.
Shout out to Vinny, man.
He's special.
Special.
Yes, he's the most tolerant person I know. And he has such a beautiful spirit. I tell him that. And
Yeah.
he goes, but I don't understand what you mean. His spirit is like the most untainted thing I've ever seen. So I'm blessed that
Yeah.
I'm with him at this time. And we see where it goes. I never tend to look past the present.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in the present to stay blessed.
And on that note, stay blessed, my love. Thank you so much.
Bill.